Welcome, everyone, to another episode of the Legion 99 podcast, your source for the latest tactics, news, battle reports, hobby talk, and general Legion chatter. Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of the Legion 99 podcast. I am Nick, and I'm here with Keegan.
I'm Keegan.
Busy weekend for me, and I think Keegan as well. We barely fit this in.
Yeah.
It was tough. It was tough to get this one.
You've been busy with content-relevant things.
Well, yes and no. I had to go to church today. That was a first for a few years. I went to my nephew's baptism today, so that's why I'm wearing this nice collar. I just got back picking up the dog. The dog was boarded for like the night because, like Keegan said, I was we did the thing at Top Deck. We did the Legion tournament, the store championship. We had a full 32 players, which is awesome. Yeah, I actually had to like there was one extra person, so like we didn't like have a spot for him. So I gave him a bunch of Adepticon dice I got as like a hey, thanks for coming out, but sorry you didn't get to play, but it was fine. Great times had by all. We'll get into it. What's new with you, Keegan?
It's getting into the summer. Life is keeping me from playing Legion as much as I want, but my pile of shame has not gone down behind me.
No, I see that. I added to my pile of shame. I did the thing.
For our listeners, he's what are you holding?
I've got the I did the thing on eBay. I got the Luke Vader set, the Strike Me Down battle pack. I finished assembling it. I have thoughts on cast resin, and I fucking hate it. But I assembled it last week when I had a little bit of free time, because mostly last week was like on Monday we found out we had sold all 32 spots. They actually sold like 33 because somebody oopsed. So they had to refund somebody. And then we had like 5 people call because like, oh, are you adding space? And it's like, I really, really didn't want to do that because I really wanted to go into Top Cut with 4 undefeateds. Clean. Yes. Yep. So.
And I think you made the right choice. I mean,
only one. So what ended up happening is like we had like over the course of the week, like we had like 3 drops. So like 3 of the 5 people got in before, or 3 of the 5 people got in before Saturday. And then Saturday morning, one of the guys I messaged him because it was like 10 minutes before it started. He wasn't here. And he said that, I ended up getting a migraine, so he didn't come. So one of the guys who showed up got a spot. So like, it ended up working out. Like if we had increased the cap, like we probably still would have went in with like 33 people, and then like somebody would have just had a buy. Yeah. So
no, I think we talk a lot. I mean, the impulse to expand, if you got the space, if you got the table, et cetera, is real, because you have that feeling that you want to be able to include everyone that wants to be there. And I think we, especially competitive, and this was a World's Invite event.
This is store championship, right?
Store championship. It's totally reasonable and a better experience for arguably almost everyone to have that kind of clear predictability and not trying to make these changes at the last minute. And also, the simplicity of a Top Cut of undefeateds is just priceless, honestly.
Right?
The feels bad's about tiebreaker, just avoiding tiebreakers. So kudos to you, man, on filling up, exceeding an event, and everything I heard was positive. Positive about it.
We had a great time. The store is huge. The game space is enormous. We could have fit more players. It was that's
awesome.
It was a decision that like next time, like if it's not an event that's, has a World's Invites and we need a single or 2 like in this case, we needed 2 undefeateds. We ran 2 kits, so we had 2 invites. Yeah. Congrats to Mike Berry, our colleague at 5th Trooper, and Corey Satili from Inglorious Blasters. They both won invites. They both ended the day 4-0. Mike was running 501st Anakin 501st clones, and Corey was running the Dark Troopers with Krennic.
Yeah.
So,
nice.
I mean, anytime you can get your Dark Troopers to shoot more than 2 times around is good, apparently. But congrats to those guys. It was a gauntlet. Like we said, we had 32 players.
Yeah.
And they were running like other events alongside of this. Like they had like their regular Pokemon League. They had a ton of people there for that. Cool. It was like in the middle of like round 2, round near the end of round 1, lunch break, and round 2, like the store was packed. It was loud.
Nice.
Nice. It was a great time. Shout out to everybody who helped me. Dave, as always, helping me judge, helping me set up terrain, helping me break down terrain. He was there. He helped Friday. He helped Saturday. Same with my little buddy Colin with his propeller hat, helping out, setting up terrain, holding doors, breaking down terrain. Also, he went 2-1 as well because he played, so that was awesome. Yeah, I mean, it was a lot of fun. I forgot how much I missed that. Like the TOing stuff. I'm still EOing. I don't know. I hate that. I really hate that. It just doesn't sound as good. I don't know why. The T sounds better. It's different.
Yeah, it's a different. Yeah. There's probably something around the hard sound of the T versus the E. I will say that I'm more on board with it, but that's because from a game uplink perspective, the more generic, the more broadly applicable term. I was actually trying to do that anyways within our system, so that makes sense. But I totally understand the fall off there.
The faction breakdown is kind of sort of what you expect to see, like Empire, Republic leading the pack with 9 and 8 respectively.
Yeah.
Separatists at 7. And then Rebels and Mercenary at 4. So a lot of droid players. We have a lot of droid players in the area. There's a lot of new players. A couple, one of the guys playing, it was literally his first full game. I gave him a demo with somebody else during the week, and he borrowed an army, and because his stuff wasn't assembled yet, and he played 2 games. He was the only drop. We had 1 drop after round 2. I'm incredibly proud of that.
That's awesome.
It's really, I mean, the overwhelming, it was just overwhelmingly positive. Everybody was having a great time. Some people drove 3-4 hours to come, which is always awesome. No real, no issues. Everybody, no sportsmanship issues. This was one of the easiest ones to judge. That's awesome. The trophies went over really well. They were awesome. I'll send you some pics.
Oh yeah, we'd love that. Definitely get those up.
But
I heard about this event across. Obviously, I wasn't there. I'm on the other coast, but I heard about this event across a couple of different Discords and communications channels, and just overwhelmingly positive experiences. And I'm super glad to hear that it felt good to you. To be back in the TO share.
Yeah, and it wasn't I didn't want to do it anymore. Obviously, I just kind of was waiting for Top Deck to get their ducks in a row to start letting us run events there, and to immediately get 32 people and pack the whole store. Was great. And terrain's not a problem. Obviously, space in this store. The manager after we started round 1, he's like, you think we could get he's like, I think we could get 64 people in here. And I'm like,
nice.
Okay. It's ambitious.
What's your table count at right now? Your personal table count?
My personal table count's close to 30.
Okay.
I think it's vague. I haven't counted. So well, it's cause a bunch of them now belong to the store. So they're not mine anymore.
Oh, okay.
They were mine. They're now theirs. Gotcha. Some of the older ones, but it was awesome. I had a lot of fun. You can tell losing my voice a little bit. I got scolded because at one point in round 1 I yelled a time, and they have a microphone and a PA system built into the store for that purpose. Also I didn't need to do time calls because they have TV screens everywhere in the store. In the center of the game center, the game area, play area, there's 4 monitors and almost an arena
cool.
set up, and then they've got a couple on the walls. So it's I didn't even need, it's hey, if you need time, just look up. It's
that's really cool.
Yeah, it was great. I forgot how much I enjoyed doing it because it's been 6 months since PAX. So
Yeah. And I think you probably needed a little bit of a break, but also it's really nice when you take these little breaks from burnout kind of feelings.
It's still
and come back and still love it. Like sometimes you take a break and like, oh yeah, no, actually I didn't like it anymore. That was the problem.
It's still a lot like getting all the tables set up is the biggest thing. Cause like one of my, like, obviously I'm the terrain person, right? Like I'm the fucking maniac with all these tables. So like, I also want the user experience to be as positive and as possible. So like, that's kind of like where like I've learned a lot over the course of all of these events I've done, like setting up tables better, like where large obnoxious pieces should or shouldn't be, like, like what we want to see, like what makes it playable. Like I didn't get any complaints about like table layouts, which is great. That's like the first time it's ever happened. But like I did have a lot of time. Like we went in on Friday night and set up like 6 tables. We wanted to set up many more, but if you haven't heard, they released a new edition of Warhammer on yesterday. So our store overlapped and they set up like a midnight release, and they had like 40K players. It was wild. Wow. So like the setup in the store, there's like 10 high top tables. They're like 6x4. So like when I got in there, like Dave and Colin were already in there playing board games in the back. And I'm like, I walk in there and there's already like, all of those tables are full. Yeah. So they were like, you can set up your 6 tables in the back. No problem. Drop off all the terrain. That way tomorrow morning we'll finish setting it up, whatever. We'll get in there early. And like the amount of like, and it's Friday night. So it's Friday Night Magic. It's everything. Like store is packed. Great. Love to see it. But like I had to like fight 40K players to not just start, like they were just trying to set up like games like while I'm setting up tables. Like, yo, I don't work here. Like I'm not like I try not to be a very pushy person with people I don't know. Like it's not my community. Like, and I don't want to I don't want the local Warhammer players to be like, oh, the Legion players are fucking assholes because they kicked us off their tables. But like, I was like still setting, and I'm like, hey, I'm still setting up this table. And he's like, oh, well, where am I going to play? And I'm like, I don't know. I don't work here. I was like, go up front and ask what they want you to do. I'm like, they might be setting up more tables. And he was like, he walked away. He comes back like less than 5 minutes later and starts just immediately setting up his stuff on one of the tables. I'm like, I'm working here. And he's like, they told me I could use them. I'm like, who did? And he's like, oh, the staff. And I was like, okay. And I get ready to go up. And then one of the manager goes, hey, Warhammer players, we're going to set up more tables. Don't use the Legion stuff. Like stay away from those tables. So they had empty tables. They just hadn't put terrain on them yet. But like, this was just like an odd duck situation. And it was it made me a little uncomfortable. Also, like Dave started referring to this guy as Terry Silver because like he looked like Terry Silver from Karate Kid, like like the ponytail and like the hair color and like the snarkiness. It was so then it was just like a meme for the rest of the night. Like, oh, we had to fight Terry Silver off. Like he's gonna come in here with Johnny Lawrence. Anyway, but it was a lot of fun. And I actually one of the other things, like I like to keep my events like running at like if it's scheduled to end at 10, I want it to end at 10, if not 5 minutes sooner. Yep. So if we had gone to the hard dice down, it would have been about 10 after 10 on that last 4th round. Luckily we did not have to do that. The Corey was the last game. His opponent conceded at some point during like turn 5 or turn 6 because it was clear he wasn't going to win. And like we got out like right before 10 o'clock because I really don't want to keep the staff there later than they're supposed to be there. Though like would have stayed, it would have been fine. But the staff was great the whole weekend. It was awesome. A lot of fun. Can't wait to do it again. People are already asking when the next one is. I don't know. I'll talk to them this week. And let's see if we can get it on the calendar ahead of time and get it in people's calendars. That's, can't see why that would be a problem. But it was awesome. Can't wait.
That's awesome.
Yep.
No, I'm happy for you, man. And like I said, heard great things. Saw it in the Fifth Trooper Discord. We blew right past it. We should probably
I mean, big support. Yeah. We had sidebars on all the tables, Fifth Trooper sidebars.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, it looked great. Like the managers were like, "What are those?" Like, these are awesome. We should get these. I was like, "Yeah, you should."
And if you want to see
on Patreon,
those and other great products, check out the Fifth Trooper store as well. I know he's got a variety of those products. There's some shuffling of products around, but there's a lot of great Legion product.
There's also
Ewoks available for pre-orders.
I think they might be sold out.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I looked at one point because I was considering getting more, but I'm trying to split my pre-orders. But it's sense. Like, here and there, and I need like 9 boxes of Ewoks apparently. Thanks a lot. I mean, they could have just bundled like a couple sets into one and just charged like double, and that would have just been less cardboard, right? Like, I mean,
I don't know. I think it's fine because
I wanted a starter set. I only
bought 2 boxes. Yeah, starter set was fine. Cool.
You get your little Ewok strike team, little strike force.
But as Nick said, check out the Fifth Trooper Patreon. Sign up, support us, and again at the $10 level, you get an exclusive. This is the biggest discount we offer for 6-Up. You get a special Patreon follower discount code for 6-Up supply. I'm not going to do a full 6-Up product of the week this week, but we showed the trophies last time. We're getting a lot of really good responses. The name badges are really cool, and always other more stuff out there. So.
Yeah. I have a name badge. It's somewhere. I don't know. It's on one of my bags. It's somewhere. It's great. Awesome. It looks really cool. So
what else were we going to talk about? So we covered. We knew we wanted to cover the Top Deck tournament. Yeah. We are stick around. Nick and I are going to do a little Rantono. That's been getting some good feedback.
I won a store championship. It's up there on the thing.
Do it. Oh, yeah. Let's talk about that.
I mean, there's not a ton to talk about here. So I played Dark Troopers. I said it last cast that I was going to play Dark Troopers. So if you listen bi-weekly, like you already know, I took Dark Troopers, unless, I guess I could have gotten sick or like had like a heartfelt crisis of conscience. And just changed my mind, but I didn't. Thought really hard about it. I took with the World's Invite because they were playing with the old points. It was like the week of the point drop. Obviously, they're playing with the old points, so I took the Boba IRG double Dark Trooper 3 Stormtroopers officer Medroid. Nonsense. It's nonsense. It's absolutely nonsense. It's the first time I actually really played it, and it's like, I mean, it's really fun when you're playing a dice game, and you're like, it's like, my army versus your army. Like, I want to shoot you off the table or punch you off the table, whatever. It's really fun to chuck a pile of dice at something and kill them, but it seems like when they're all black dice or red dice, and you get to convert a surge, it's really strong. Like, it's too much. So I went to the Portal Comics and Gaming in Bethlehem, PA, like the Lehigh Valley area. It's about 2 hours from me, a little less than 2 hours. I made the trip up there. Nice folks up there. I had a great time. Everybody I talked to was awesome. Met a lot of cool people. I think it's definitely like a newer community for the most part. I did run into a few people that I've seen at like PAX or ACO previously. I got to hang out with Vince again. He's up there and I think he's near Scranton. He's come down for a lot of my events for ACO and stuff like that. And he was at Gold Sprue. But yeah, I went up there, brought the Dark Troopers. I played against Vader all 3 games. It was interesting playing against Vader and Bounty Hunters all 3 games. Yeah, the first game was against a really nice guy. He was very new, and I felt really bad because I asked him how long have you been playing, because he was playing Boba Fett, IG-88, and Boba Fett, IG-88, and Commander Vader, and 3 loaded HH-12 Stormtroopers, which I think is a good call in the meta. They're very good. And an officer or something like that. And I asked him how long he'd been playing. And he's like, not really that long. He's like, this is my first tournament. And he let me get rapid reinforcements and intercept the transmissions. So those are 2 things that that list is good at. And he only had 7 activations. And I had he had 7 or 8 activations, and I had 10 with the Dark Troopers. So like for intercept, we were even basically from the draw. Like I had 8 scoring, he had like 8 scoring. And rapid reinforcements means my Dark Troopers are going to get to attack at range 2 each once early round 1. So yeah. Well, it did. I targeted an HH-12 stormtrooper that was like the closest thing to my army, but it was far enough away from Vader and like Boba Fett that like I didn't really like. I knew that like the reprisal would not be for a while, and I'm like I can probably just knock these guys off this turn, like and I didn't because like his red saves were strong. Like, I think it was like the first one was like he went like 5 for 7. And then like the next one was like 5 for 6 or something like that. So it was like, really good. But like they died eventually. The next turn, the IRG with the backed up by the Medbot, like kept the Dark Troopers alive long enough. And then he put his Boba Fett near the middle turn 2, and then I just kind of like jumped my Boba Fett in, and like a Dark Trooper shot and a Boba Fett shot, and Boba Fett has a bounty, and it's like, and then Vader died, and then another Stormtrooper died, and it was like didn't lose an activation. Never felt like I wasn't in control in that game. I think he conceded at the start of turn or at the end of turn 5 because like he only had a stormtrooper left, and I wasn't going to go chase his stormtrooper down because that's just like bullying him, I felt bad enough. Like this was already like, so I won that game.
I'm glad you have a line somewhere on the clubbing.
I don't feel great about it. I don't. I said it. But the game 2, lunch break, I got to talk with like a lot of people, a lot of listeners, like, got to chat with them. It was awesome. My next game was against, I think his name was Rob. Let me just confirm here while I do that. I'm sorry.
That's all right.
Yeah. Why am I so bad at this? Why am I so bad at this? I can't find the event I played in.
That's all right.
Yeah. Hold on. I'm going to find it. We have time. We got time. This was
the longer we do this, the more I have to find the right point to cut in and out. That's the No, that makes it harder because
there we go. I found it.
Now I have to see which waveform I need to.
My round 2 was his name was Rob. Kor Nor. He was playing Vader Din, and he had a bunch of Ion Snows. He had maybe 1 Ion Snow, some Scouts. We played advanced positions in this one, and he put we played Vaps, and I just pushed my Dark Troopers towards his Vaps, and I put like 2 naked storms like as far away as possible, and like I just like was like, all right, if he doesn't go for those storms, like I'm just gonna push his Vaps, and he's just gonna eventually have to kill these Darks, or I'm gonna get his Vaps. Yeah. I kept Boba Fett in a position where he could like intercept like a Vader or Din to go, and like if they went to go after my Vaps, where he could like hopefully slow them down enough. I have Whipcord, like Boba Fett and Din 1-on-1 I feel good about, like with all of Boba Fett's cards. I was able to get like he put a Scout on a Vap turn 1, and I was able to just I got a little lucky, but I one-shot it with the second activation of it before they activated. So he immediately lost one of his activations, and like that Vap didn't have anybody that could get there in like one move to hit it. So it was kind of like left there chilling. The Dark Troopers kept pressing toward his Vaps and like trying to munch through his core. Yeah. And then I got a little aggressive with Boba. He was like basically in the middle of the table, and I thought he was safe. And I think he tricked me a little bit, because like I thought he had burst of speed on Operative Vader, which you don't normally see. I think he was ready for the choke nerf. Like it's like, well, I'll just play burst of speed now because like choke's going away anyway. Burst of speed, and he's got Vader in this position, and it seemed like he was looking like Vader's going to go after these darks. And I think like all along his plan was like, unless I run Boba Fett away this turn, Darth Vader's going to go and get Boba Fett. So that's what happened. He basically dove Vader and Din onto Boba Fett. Boba Fett survived 2 Vader attacks, but I did have the stormtroopers in a position where they could move med, like heal Boba and then move back. And after Din went after Boba too, I just dove the Royal Guard to Vader. I was like, because they were in double move range. I was like, you know what? Like, the Dark Troopers should be able to handle these core as long as I can get rid of the Ion Snow relatively quickly. Like, they should be able to handle the core and press the VAPs because, hey, they get 2 activations a turn. So they can very much do everything. So Boba Fett survived 2 Vader attacks, and then I won a roll off, so I was able to get whipcord on Din, and I got I whipcorded Din, and I shot Din, or I hit Din, and then I moved, and then I attacked one of his core that only had like 2 models, and unfortunately I only did 1 wound. And Boba Fett eventually died. Din went back and got the bounty. But it didn't matter at that point because like basically all of his core was dead, and like his officer was like the last ditch he had to go and like hit his VAPs. Cause like I took the other scout strike off of the other VAP before they finished it. So I was able to just, and like by the end of turn 5, it was very clear that like I actually had a storm on his far VAP. Like the Metroid storm just kept moving towards it. So it was like, so I took that one. I don't remember what the score was. I was sweating a little bit because like losing Boba, like I was like, I'm going to lose Boba. This is not ideal, but the Dark Troopers prevail. Fortunately or unfortunately. So
3 points.
Yeah. Well, so 2-0 going into round 3, I got to play Vince. He's been at ACO. He went to ACO last year, and this year he was also at Gold Sprue. I think he's planning to come to PAX this year, but he's a great guy. He's also like the tallest person I've ever like seen at a Legion table. He's like, it seems like he's like, I don't know, maybe just because like he's like noticeably taller than me. He feels just like so tall, but so it's intimidating. He was also playing Vader Din. A lot of Vader, a lot of Din in the Lehigh Valley. So the table we played on was not great for him. I got a much better board edge because he took blue. I got a much better board edge. I had some like functional smaller pieces like on my lower side, and he kind of only had like these very large buildings. So like during deployment, he kind of huddled everything behind the one large building, and he scouted his scout troopers out to like the other one, and we played KP. I moved my dark troopers up, and I was like, all right, they should be able to move and then shoot the scout. And I'm like, if I kill, and basically like, it's like, well, maybe if I kill a scout turn 1, then I'll win again because that's worked last time. Unfortunately, like he didn't really have anywhere to go with Vader. It was like awful. Like there was really no way for Vader to like engage unless he went around a safe place. And then it would have been like turn 4 before he got there, maybe. And I probably just screen with Boba Fett and like Naked Storms or something so that he just doesn't get to my Dark Troopers with Force Choke. So he just decided like he basically double moved Vader toward the Dark Troopers because he was like, well, hopefully Vader survives because he had, the Darkness Descend surges and everything. And like, so instead, basically my last Dark Trooper activation, I shot at Vader instead and put 3 wounds on him. So I was like, that was good. And I had like next turn, I've got 3 or 4 more dark shots to go into Vader, hopefully. So basically, we just basically was like, well, if we take Vader off the table turn 2, like that's game. Like he had 2 Ion Snows and 2 HH-12s, or 1 HH-12 and maybe a T-21 or something like that. But it was like, we'll deal with them later. But if I take Vader off the table, like this game feels like it's probably over. Vader survived through round 2. He had some real good saves, some good deflects onto my darks. We went into round 3 and he had 1 wound, and I believe I won priority. I took Vader off the table. Din started to head toward the center, toward the rest of my army, but Vader had done a little bit of damage to 1 dark. So I think I actually like that dark had like 1 wound for like the last 3 rounds, and it just kept walking back to my like safe KP. So it was like, this guy's just going to capture it. We did eventually also kill Din, got through some of his core, but I think I lost, I think like the whole tournament, I only lost like 2 activations. Boba in round 2. And then like I lost, I think I lost the IRG that last game, but it was rough. Dark Troopers were definitely overpowered before the nerfs. I think they still are post nerf. This was pre nerf, so we know this was a problem. The IRG nonsense was degenerate and feels bad and like the worst thing ever. I'm glad it's gone. So I ended up winning. I ended up getting first place. I have a World's Invite, probably. The TO made some decisions. The TO made some decisions before the tournament that he wasn't going to give the prizes out the way the kit's laid out. Like the kit it's a store championship kit. It has instructions. So I ended up missing out on some of the cards in the Boba Fett card, which felt bad because honestly, like I'll play in the LCQ for an invite. Like that's not I'm not saying I'll definitely like make it into Worlds, but if I have to go to Adepticon and play in the LCQ, that's fine. Like I still get to play Legion at Worlds. But like, I missed out on the Boba Fett card because he decided to give it before the tournament to give it to like the 9th place player. A lot of the players there kind of questioned why he was like doing that. And he was basically just like, I think it's better to give out like good prizes to everybody. And I was like, well, okay. I was bummed. It happened. Like I didn't get the full thing of prizes. It was a bummer, but we're past that now. Everybody else I met was awesome. I had a great time. I look forward to maybe heading back out there for a tournament at some point in the future. When I have time, I probably need to like skip a weekend soon for Legion events. Cause like, I think I've done Legion events the last 3 weekends I've been off. And then you're
definitely making up for me not doing Legion events.
Right. Yeah. I mean, it would be really scary if I had every weekend off because like, I don't know, like, I won that. I have a World's Invite. Hopefully.
Congratulations.
Thank you. I don't feel great about how I got it, but like it's like if you're competing for you got to put what you feel is like going to give you the best chance to win. Yeah. And that's like what I told myself in the end. It's like, this is going to give me my best chance to win. Like, this is what I should play. Like, but maybe never playing Dark Troopers again. But yeah, speaking of Legion events, 2 weeks, I'm TOing again at Trotta's Hobbies in Barnegat, New Jersey. There's still a few spots. I think they've got like 11 or 12 filled at this point. So there's still a couple spots, but if you want more Legion, come on out, call the store. It's the game. Go to the game uplink page. There's a phone number listed. Call the store, register, and then click sign up on uplink because I'm not approving you until I know you called the store. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. Sorry, everyone. You're waiting.
I was gonna also say that you're gonna have to just make sure you get the time and come out for the Guild House Everybody's Welcome's World Invitational.
I'm trying.
November because we have, I think, 2 store kits, so there's some Boba Fett cards for you.
I know. Then I got to get all sweaty. I got to bring the Dark Troopers out again.
Well, who knows what's going to happen by November?
Who knows? No, I'll be playing Ewoks by then. Never mind.
Yeah.
I'll just have to figure out how to fit like 60 Ewok minis in my case on the plane. It's fine.
Get Mike to carry some with you.
I mean, Yeah, this is true. He'll probably bring droids though, and then like we'll just have like the largest armies there. We flew the furthest, have the largest armies. It's fine.
There won't be enough room in my house for all the minis you guys are bringing. So.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I've been playing a little bit of like Rebels since the points changes, and I've been having a lot of fun there. Nice. Playing some like Commander Luke, Ahsoka, Lando, Chewie. Because like Lando went down 10 points, so we got to figure out if he's good or not. This is my life. Commander Luke slaps sometimes. He's the burst of speed, so force push, prepared supplies is clutch. It's like probably better than reflexes on him because you don't. It doesn't take up a force slot. It's like you're never recovering. You're not usually recovering, and it's like it's an extra dodge he gets. And like double and Ahsoka with like push and burst of speed too. It's like double force push, double burst of speed Jedi is pretty foul. It probably shouldn't exist, but it does. And it's funny. It's not like it's like the Jedi faction of the Republic can't really do it. So like they can, but it's not like great. This seems good. There's a lot of cool synergies with like Chewie and like Ahsoka's 2-pip that gives dodges and like you can just ball up and like just tank a lot of damage. The points kind of enable the list to take like it's like I get to take a Medroid now at this point where like so it's like it's only 9 activations, which is scary town for Rebels, but it's fun. Rebels.
I never felt good with that. I mean, I've definitely fun and with pass and with the particular ones you're bringing. I mean, that's a couple of red saves there that you got.
Yeah, it's like you have the 2 red save characters. You have like if they're shooting at Lando, like and like Luke and Ahsoka are still on the field, like that's probably wrong. Like and then like you can just like they always bounty Chewie. Okay, I'll guardian Chewie to death. It's like, oh, Chewie's only got 2 wounds. He's not going to guardian. Right. Die. Kill a Wookiee. No bounty for you.
Guardian is not like poison. Yeah, I think I want to when I get back when I get some sanity back in my life. I think I've got some ideas around ISP and Cody that I know aren't going to ultimately work, but I think I want to have some fun with it. And then, especially with the ISP points drop, and then I really want to get off my ass and assemble Ahsoka and do some. I know that I think Ahsoka Commander Luke is absolutely the right quality approach.
It's fun. It's fun.
Yeah, I want the things that attract me thematically. I'm thinking about Ahsoka Sabine combos because I know there was the Surge and that's obviously set up for that. But then I feel like the zeitgeist has kind of fallen away from that for hosts of reasons, which is usually where my curiosity starts showing up of what is there that could be missed. My stubbornness. There was a conversation somewhere. I don't remember what channel it was in about that was just shitting all over Jin again, and I was like, and so my defensiveness.
Jin just did really well in one of those events over the ocean on the other side of the world.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, there was a Jin list that did really well. It was a pretty unconventional list, but I mean. In the right hands, like anything can win. Like we all laughed about like 501st, like for the most part, and then like Mike Barry went like he went to the top table at LVO with it before, and now it's like 30 points cheaper or something crazy. Yeah. It's like the list he was running is like a lot cheaper now. So it's like you just get to bring more medics. Like it's like like we talk about things like they're terrible and this, that, and the other. And like in the right hands, like I think anything can be like any unit can like find a table. Like Corey Satili brought Dark Troopers after the nerf, and like they're still very good. They're much more expensive. They're more expensive, but like. You can't like the Palp list doesn't work anymore because you're not bringing the IRGs. Like the Boba Fett one, same deal. Like you had the IRGs to back them up, so now they're just on their own. Like he had Krennic for the standbys. Like and like Annihilation Looms is also still a really good card. And like, you know, like there's always something, like there's always something that can like, you know, like probably work. I don't know. Like I'm not a genius or anything, but like, I feel like sometimes like I do something clever. Yeah. Like,
yeah, so we'll see what I play around with for that. I need to get off my ass and start assembling and painting some stuff.
I definitely need to get find now that Clan Ren went down, not Sabine. I wish Sabine went down.
No,
I wish her Darksaber went down.
Yeah, but I feel like Clan Ren going down makes it more.
And man, I wish Din went down. Din needs something. Mm-hmm. He's so much fun. He's just not like. Yeah, I don't know. I want to mess around with like Ahsoka, Sabine, and Clan Ren because like I love. I have a really cool like alt sculpt Sabine that I painted that like I love playing with, and then like the Clan Ren models I did are pretty good. They're pretty solid, and like I like playing Mandos. It's fun. They're just Rebel Mandos are like it's struggle bus. Like they're just like they don't hit nearly as hard as like the Shadow Collective ones, and like they're like the same price. It's like it doesn't really make like Nimble's cool, but like you've got to get him a dodge, and like sure Rebels have take cover everywhere, but like keeping up with Mandos is kind of like hard to do when you're speed
early thing.
Yeah, and Vigilance is so expensive now.
Yeah, so we'll play around with it.
Yeah.
All right. We got anything else, or you want to do Rantono?
Real quick, a lot of people are asking me about PAX.
I
don't have any like information other than there will be a Legion tournament there because like it's awesome and I'm going to do it again because it's great.
Are the dates public on that?
Yeah, it's the first weekend of December, so like I think it's the 2nd through the 4th or something like that.
2nd is Saturday, so it's
it's almost like I think every year except one year it was like the weekend after Thanksgiving weekend, so it's again that weekend. I think badges will probably go on sale and like probably next month. That's what I was told. They're to expect that next month. I really hope we get some more AMG support, but nothing like nothing, just hope. Yeah, rebellions are built on hope. Tournaments are built on hope.
And I did confirm that I will be in Philadelphia that weekend. Wild. There's the catch for this audience is I'm attending a wedding. The cool news is it's all happening like a block and a half from the convention center, so I will be there.
What day is the wedding? Saturday or Sunday?
Saturday. Yeah.
I mean, you can get like a single day badge and come in one day.
I'll get a badge and I'll figure out.
I mean, like the one unfortunate thing about PAX is like it's an awesome convention, but like we were like a 2-day Legion tournament is awesome too. Like we're like really loving falling into like the structure of like just straight Swiss when we can do that. I love that. It's great. Unfortunately, it meant that like a lot of people didn't really get to experience PAX, but like you'll get to experience PAX. Like, get a single day badge for Friday or Sunday and like experience PAX and then come say hi to us, get lunch with us, whatever.
Yeah, absolutely.
You can't come to Philly and not come hang out with me.
On that way, I'm really pleased with how the geography of this all worked out.
It's funny. It's like funny how that worked, but yeah.
Also, I can't remember if I said it. I did. My schedule worked out that I will be. You're going to Crucible, right? Yeah. So I'm going to. I reserved a spot at Crucible. So adding that.
I bought my airplane tickets.
Nice. Yeah, I've got mine. I'm all set for airplane and hotel. Looking forward to it.
I bought my airplane tickets a couple weeks ago. It turns out that like my brother and sister-in-law, like they don't live in New Jersey anymore. They this is a little like this is interesting. They sold their house a couple years ago. They've been living with my brother's in-laws, and they so they could buy a tiny house and a big old truck and drive around the country for a couple of years. So they like left a couple weeks ago. And they're actually going to be in Florida, like, because their in-laws just retired and moved to Florida, and they bought a house like last year, and they're in Florida, and like they're going to be in Florida for something, and they're going to be spending a couple weeks there. So ironically, they're going to be there same time as me. So now I have a ride to and from the airport.
Nice.
Because they all live like right near, or like they're like 45 minutes from like Universal. So
awesome.
Yeah. I told my brother, I'm like, I'll take the early flight if you come pick me up. We can hang out on Thursday. So
nice.
Like, so that should be fun. I'm looking forward to that. I mean, for a lot of reasons. That one should be a blast.
Yeah. Yeah.
Are you playing Friday or Saturday?
I think Saturday, because I think that was the only one that had spots available by the time that I knew I could come down.
I was definitely in the heat that sold out quicker, which I believe was Friday. I think me and Mike are playing in the same heat. Mike's
so too.
Yeah.
There's a bunch of folks in that one. So.
Yeah, I think Evan's playing Saturday.
I think so too. So yeah.
I'm looking forward to
we'll have to have him on again leading up to it, and then we can build another list, and then he and I can run into each other, and he can beat me with the list that we built. So.
Yep, that's right. I mean, I loved it. We had 2 Shadow Collective players at Top Deck playing like very similar lists to like that one. They only had each only had 1 bus, but it was neat seeing it again. Like and like
it's a power.
My buddy Colin was playing it, and he was like, I was playing this before the nerf, and like now it's like a lot cheaper because of the like his gun went down and his swoops went down, and it's like now it's like actually cheaper. So Mad Raccoon Furry Road, baby.
Yeah.
But all right, we ready? We ready for Rantono?
Let's bring this home with a little Rantono. It's it's just the 2 of us. We got a few things in here, so folks know how this works by now. I think Nick and I threw a couple of topics together, so we've got the list. We're going to spin the wheel, and whoever comes up with whatever is going to do their rant.
Yeah, man.
Make sure I'm actually recording the wheel. I think I am now. And here we right. So first, the ones that we've got: Jedi robes are just athleisure. EO doesn't translate to event overlord. Sprue layouts, the great conundrum. Motorcycle riders who treat lanes like they don't exist. And Ahsoka's reverse grip stance. All right, let's see what comes up first.
I can hear it.
Yes. Okay, I got that fixed. And first up, we're going to be Nick. EO doesn't translate to event overlord.
Yeah. Okay. So you listened earlier, you heard the event organizer decided to like not to withhold my prizes. Basically, I'm just a big crybaby basically at this point. That's not my only thing. So like what I see a lot, and I see this a lot in other places, and I'm not calling out anybody in particular, but like there's a lot of like, I get the feeling that like people who are like TOing events, they like some people, that means that they can do whatever they want. Like they treat it like this is now my playground and I can change the rules. Like AMG gave us, we wanted this Galactic Conquest document and we got it. And that's what we should be doing. We should be following that for the most part. We shouldn't be adjusting it. We shouldn't be deciding arbitrarily because, I'm so-and-so, so I'm going to not follow these rules. No, let's all run the same kinds of tournaments for the most part. Like, let's all kind of stick to like the plan. Like, this is what they gave us. We wanted this. We have it now. Do it. If there's instructions on how to run a specific tournament, follow the instructions. Do it. If you're not going to follow the instructions, please tell people ahead of time, and then they can just not go to your event, or we can find a new EO for said event. But very passionate about it. I'm also an event organizer, and I like to follow the rules because that's what's expected. So that's it.
I feel like I ranted about this recently too.
You did not long ago, and we aligned pretty similarly. Look at us.
Okay. All right. I'll spin it again for me. I don't think you can hear it this time because I adjusted it because it's going to be weird backgrounds.
Yeah, I know. It's fine. We're professionals.
Yeah, I try to be occasionally. Ooh. All right. This one's for me. Jedi robes are just athleisure. Okay, so I've had a decent amount of free time this past week for a variety of reasons, and I finally got to play some more Jedi Survivor. I'd only played like 3 hours of it up until this point, so I'm chugging through here, and I'm not usually a big cosmetics guy. Like I don't pre-order things just to get a couple extra outfits. And I didn't for this, but I have found that something about them in Jedi Survivor, they've done a nice job of, or maybe I'm just having a psychotic break. But I'm enjoying a couple of the things they put in there. I'm like, oh, this is cool. I'm gonna change up the look of my cowl. And I had this realization that the Jedi wear these robes to do all sorts of crazy flippies and combat and be Jedi doing cool stuff. But that's not most. They're not doing that all the time. They're not hanging around the temple. Like anyone who goes to a job that has a physical component to it is training for that. They change into their workout clothes, but the Jedi just wear the robes all the time. So that's why I firmly have realized that these guys and gals and non-binary aliens and they're just lounging around in their athleisure wear, and they're probably charging a lot for it. I walked into a Lululemon in West Hollywood a couple weeks ago because I was down in LA and I packed light and I forgot to pack a clean shirt to fly home in, and like the cost for a men's shirt in Lululemon is insane. Now I bought it. It looks good. But yeah, Jedi robes, athleisure. Change your outlook on it. So all right. I don't think I wrapped that well. But
it's okay.
Right. Let's see if this thing does it right. I'm not removing them because there's only 5 on here and the wheel look weird. So
it was only 3.
All right. Coming up to you, Nick. Motorcycle riders who treat lanes like they don't exist. I'm interested to hear this.
Man,
I don't know what the laws are out east. Like it's straight legal and normalized out here. So
to ignore the lanes?
Yeah, lane splitting is formalized out here.
I hate it. I don't know if it's illegal or not, but it's dangerous in a storm. So it was like, all right, I picked up the dog, and I'm driving home, and it starts pouring. Torrential downpour, right?
Yeah.
I stop at a light and it's like stop. And then this aggressive ass motorcycle driver just like pulls up between me and 2 cars and then like goes in front of the car in the other lane. Like, oh, I'm here now. Sorry, guys. Like, I respect like my uncle died on a motorcycle. So like, it's a little bit like, I'm very careful when I see a motorcycle, but like, if you're going to do asshole shit like that, like, I don't like, I mean, like I guess you're putting your own life at risk and like, you don't care, but like, I mean, it's like raining and like, you decide you're just going to like go in between. There's like 4 feet in between the cars, which isn't a lot of space for a big motorcycle. And he's got his big, like fucking like leather jacket on with like the patch on it for his like gang or his like club or his like coffee group. I don't know. But man, it like really like I'm supposed to, yield to you. And I do. And then you're just going to like cut people off and like, no, these lanes don't exist. I mean, shit, I'm going to have to run for city council or something if it's legal to just like drive on the lines between the lanes. Like that should not be allowed. I don't care. I guess it's not a very good rant when I found out it's actually legal in some places and someone's going to tell me that it's legal in New Jersey. I'm not going to look.
There's a ton of great rants about things that are legal. That's true.
I could have instead, I thought I was going to be ranting about how like I-95 burned down in Philly and it's causing all kinds of traffic issues everywhere around me. Yeah. But they fixed it already.
Yeah.
Which is amazing.
I was at a show the other night.
It's amazing.
And the host brought that up as a news item and said 12 days. 12 days they got a highway built and fixed. Do you know how long it takes to get a bike lane approved in California? dude, I found out about it. Like I was at that tournament in Lehigh 2 weeks ago when it happened, and I'm like, oh man, I'm like, and I'm thinking about the repercussions. I'm like, oh man, I'm like, that's gonna like, and like Mike went to like Top Deck on like Thursday because he was off, and like it took him like 2 hours to get there.
because he had to go around and there was traffic. And he's like, dude, I don't even think I'm going to come next Saturday. He's like, this is crazy. And I'm like, oh, well, if you don't, I understand. And then like they fixed it for my tournament, Keegan. It was up and running on Friday. They fixed it for me. They were like, no, these Philly people, they need to get to Legion in New Jersey. I know. We're talking about like Legion in New Jersey. Like, it's like, it's weird because like everything else in New Jersey stinks, basically. We just like, New Jersey's a laughing stock of everywhere except Legion. Like,
that's okay when you say it.
Yeah. Well,
I can't.
We've also got better cheesesteaks than Philly. Fight me. You can't. Yeah, we are West Coast. So you don't know. You don't know.
I'll have firm opinions on burritos.
It's fair.
All right.
They just opened a Chipotle like 7 minutes from my house. I'm in trouble.
Okay. God damn it.
I'm in trouble.
That
probably bothered you a lot, right?
That was like the thing to say.
Okay,
right, we got Ahsoka's reverse grip stance for me, which means the Rantono knew that I needed 2 from you and 2 from me, and it was perfect. So, okay. Also, from playing too much Jedi Survivor in the last week or so.
I don't know if it's too much.
No, it's not too much, not at all. Mm-hmm. My stance, I've done a few different things, and the stances, I really like the blaster stance because, frankly, who doesn't love a lightsaber and a blaster and the super cool moves that he can do and shoot at range? It's just a winning thing. But there's a bunch of other stances I could do, and I love the double-bladed stance. And I didn't even think about it for a little while just because I thought it was cool. And then I realized that I've always loved double-bladed. I loved the Ahsoka stuff when I played, what was the VR game, Vader something?
Unleashed or something like that?
Yeah, Vader Unleashed. Yeah. And the lightsaber dojo. As soon as I could unlock Ahsoka's double stance, that's all I fought with in there because it was so much fun. It's just a super cool and iconic stance, and I can't wait for the Ahsoka show to come out. So this is a happy rant.
Rebels season 5 confirmed.
Yes, super excited about all of that. More Ahsoka is good. I should build that model. All right, that's our show.
Yeah, we didn't have we just tournament reports. I mean, there's no news. There's been not really has been news.
It's
which is fine.
What is it? Almost summer, middle summer. What is it? It's everyone.
I challenge you to play a game in the next 2 weeks, Keegan. We cannot be the Stabcast. You cannot be Ben.
Oh,
you cannot be Ben. Okay. You're not allowed.
That's fine.
You have to play Legion.
That's fair. I will. I think I have plans to play Legion next.
All right,
before the next one. Yes.
I would accept skirmish in an emergency situation.
Oh God, no, I can't do that.
Okay, don't do it. Don't do 800 Legion.
No, I've got the kids this whole week, and then they're with their mom the following week.
Yeah,
they're with their mom the following week though. So I've got a couple of plans to.
Dude, they got to be old enough to play Legion at this point, right? Like they're.
I don't think Legion. I have introduced Pokemon.
Dude, I watched
Pokemon cards.
That's great. Dude, some dad dragged his 2 young sons in for 40K on Friday night. And I'm like, dude, that's what are you doing? That's like giving your kid crystal meth, right? It's gotta be similar, repercussions. Man, the one was way too young to be playing 40K. Yeah. One of them looked like he was probably 12 or 13. So okay, fine. Yeah. The one was definitely under 10. He's way too young to be indoctrinated. And I say that. Yes.
On purpose. Yeah. I think so. No, I've got him. I have, last year I played a game of X-Wing with each of them and they liked it. But I haven't had my X-Wing stuff for a little while. So once I get that back, I'll probably bring that back in, but I got the Pokemon Battle Academy deck. Or box. It's $20. It's got 3 decks in there and the board, and we played together a bunch of last week. I heard them; they set it up on their own and played it. They still need me to shuffle because I haven't taught them they haven't fully grasped how to shuffle.
I'm bad at shuffling cards, so I mean, and I'm an adult man, so I mean, maybe they can shuffle better than me. It's possible. I'm real bad at it.
I'll challenge him to that. My baddie's friend Nick. When you can shuffle better than Nick, you can have your own deck of cards.
Okay.
But yeah, introducing the Legion is on the horizon. I'll be excited. They've seen X-Wing. I have less. If they break the pieces on there, I care less.
I have X-Wing stuff. I don't know if I'll ever play again. That's where I'm at. Like
the only reason I still have it is because I think it's a great game.
I had a conversation with a couple people last night as the tournament was ending, and they were basically like, "How many like rule sets can you know at once?" Like this was interesting to me because no one's ever really asked that. Like,
that's the right way to frame it. I've had that. I've had that conversation in my brain because I liked Armada, and I was like, maybe I should get back into Armada, but I cannot.
Right?
No, sorry.
I never. No, you're good. No, I never thought of it like that. Like, so like Legion is kind of like I'm kind of like a dictionary at this point, right? Like you probably too, like you probably know almost every interaction, every rule, like very close to it at least. Like, so there's no reason to like how many rule sets can you know that well at the same time? Like,
none.
I don't think so. I think it's impossible. So like, I think if like I played MCP before, I haven't played it in at least a year and a half, but I feel like if I went and played with somebody who knew how to play it, I'd probably be fine. And like, I'd probably stumble a little bit, but I'd pick it back up. X-Wing, like right now, if I went to play X-Wing, and I've played a ton of X-Wing over the years, like a ton. I played it like how I play Legion almost for like 4 years. And I don't think I would, I don't know a lot of the new stuff in the 2.5 or whatever, but like, and I thought about it, it's like if I choose to like relearn X-Wing to play X-Wing again, like that probably is it, right? Like I probably won't because like they were like you can't really know more than like 3 rule sets at a time and like retain all the knowledge. And like I don't think I would be able to like know 3 that well at the same time, like because I'm not like the smartest guy around. But it was just interesting, and I never thought of it like that. So it's like, that actually makes a lot of sense. Like, how many rule sets can you know at once? Like, probably only a couple, and then you'll start like forgetting things from the other ones that you knew well. But
and to be clear, this is in the context of playing a game well at the competitive or near competitive level,
right?
As opposed to like you could absolutely like if just screw around and play like
casually, as long as you're like
scenario stuff, things like that. But I think you and I often think in terms of we play this game and we play it to have fun. We play to hang out with people, and we are a little hard on ourselves when we make mistakes. We are always seeking to make more mistakes. So playing something like this with it in second tier memory is not an enjoyable experience for me. So that's okay. That's part of getting old. We're figuring out that I can't actually do everything all at once. All right, and with that inspiring note, we are actually going to sign off.
It's a wrap. We'll see you and talk to you in 2 weeks.
2 weeks. I will have played a Legion game that I will talk about.
Promises.